Chapter 1. Drinking History. This recipe dates back to about 800 BC. It's in one of the very first cookbooks in history. While there's lots of good recipes about what Romans ate, the very first entry is of Roman vermouth. That to me signals that this is a pretty important drink. Our first stop was to source the ingredients. Things changed names over thousands of years, but luckily, we had a shop in the East Village called Flower Power that would definitely have everything we needed. And what's more, the fantastic woman behind the counter could explain to us why they were using each ingredient. Who is this brilliant person?
Hi, I'm Amikole.
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 Amico in Italian means friend.
I know. We are at Flower Power Herbs and Roots.
And we've been here for 27 years now.
I've been coming here for about 20.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And look, it's kept him healthy. He's actually 78 years old. Yeah, so we're making a Roman vermouth. And the recipe is about 2,000 years old. And we're hoping that you have some of the ingredients and can tell us a little bit about them.
So the way you make a alcohol extraction of any plant is that you put it in a jar, you pour some very high proof alcohol as high as you can get, and after 6 weeks strain it out, and the alcohol has extracted all the alkaloids out of the plant, which is the medicinal properties.
Great.
Fascinating.
Any reason to use more alcohol, I'm about it.
Any reason to get a huge jug of Wormwood, we're all about it.
Let's roll into the Spikenard.
So Spikenard is a expectorant.
All right.
And I'm going to imagine that back in the Roman days, things were quite cold. People didn't have, heating, carpet. They probably had a lot of lung issues. So probably a warming drink that would get, things kind of coughing up and out. So this is probably a great thing to put in your drink.
Wow, I'm glad we started with that one. You're really painting a picture of I'm thinking after dinner, everyone's like hacking up a lung. Like, this is great.
Think about it, they probably were.
Yeah, no, I'm sure they were really gripey people. I mean,
It's cold.
They're wearing togas. It's drafty all the time.
Exactly.
And what's like the flavor profile of that? Is there such a thing with Spikenard? Is it bitter or?
Ooh, it smells divine.
Yeah, it does.
I don't think this is bitter.
No, it's very earthy. I mean, it's an herb, but like woodsy.
Smells woodsy.
Let's talk about wormwood.
Yeah.
Wormwood.
Wormwood is anti-parasitical. Vermifuge gets rid of worms.
Yeah.
Sanitary conditions
Yes.
might not be what they should
Sure.
be. Refrigeration doesn't exist.
Right.
People are eating food that might be a little rotten. So this would definitely get all of that out of you. It's Artemisia absinthium, so it's got absinthe in it, which if we fast forward to French times, right?
Toulouse-Lautrec.
Van Gogh.
Yeah.
Mixing this with alcohol would most definitely give you another kind of vibe.
Cool.
So
if you burn
there
it.
is a mild hallucinogenic factor to the wormwood.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
But probably the 100+ proof alcohol that they were consuming didn't help the situation.
No, it did help the situation.
Oh.
Let's talk about holy basil.
All right. So holy basil is also known as tulsi. It's digestive.
Yeah.
And it's also an adaptogen. And adaptogens are something that help you adapt to stress. So they're good for the adrenal glands.
Okay.
What they do is they help you adapt to these stress because we're not always fighting lions
Right.
or, whatever kind of barbarians. And so this helps you adapt to those stressors. So on a daily, you can, keep your immune system
In check.
protected. Yeah. And then also it helps fortify the adrenals so that when the lion does come, you're like, yeah, now you have the
destroy,
energy, right, to fight off the lion.
This is my new favorite herb.
Tulsi
Yeah,
is
this
great.
is great.
Tulsi is great. Well, there's two other kinds of tulsi. There's also Krishna tulsi and Rama tulsi. And it's one of those plants, whatever one speaks to you is the one that you should have.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe we should go Krishna with our
I mean-
recipe. That's where I'm.
Is that what you were drawn to?
Generate?
For some reason, it just grabbed me.
Me too, man. It's chosen us.
We're friends,
We are friends. We like the same Tulsi. That's why we're friends.
Me Tulsi, you
You
Tulsi.
Tulsi.
Yeah.
Let's talk about saffron.
Saffron, oh geez. Okay, that one is Alzheimer's disease.
Really?
Saffron is for Alzheimer's disease.
That's why Spanish remember everything.
So yes, saffron is quite an expensive little part of a plant, and I've seen them extract it. There's like little tiny threads that come out.
Right.
So very labor intensive by hand.
Yes.
And that's part of the reason why it costs so much. You can't extract these things with a machine or a big truck.
Let's talk about mastic. But it just says mastic.
So we're talking about Italy, right?
Yeah.
they were hanging out with,
The Greeks, with the Egyptians.
and so that could be very much so like a frankincense or a myrrh.
I mean, they're calling for wormwood from Santo, which is Santonge in France. Nard leaves from Pontus, which is the Black Sea. A Theban ounce, which is an Egyptian measurement. So they're like calling out places specifically.
Yeah.
This is coming in from everywhere. Like this is like all the trade routes coming together in Rome, and like this is how they're keeping the wine safe from turning.
That could be exactly what you're saying. That could be the preservative.
The preservative.
That's the preservative.
So what do you have here that would be something like that?
We have frankincense. So frankincense could be your resin. See, it's a gum. That's a mastic.
Sure.
And so frankincense is used for acute pain, like cancer pain, fibromyalgia pain, like, you know what I mean? Gastrointestinal pain. I think that this is more likely what your mastic was. And if they were hanging out, as they definitely were, with, you know, North Africans, that's
This
what
is
this
the
coming from.
yeah. This is of the time era.
Yeah.
It's written about.
Yeah.
It's biblical. You know.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
this is the right time.
And you know what you can do if you want me to? I can powder it in a coffee grinder, and it'll make it easier to infuse.
That would be
in.
amazing.
Awesome. So you have a background in anthropology?
I'm an anthropologist.
That's amazing. So from like an anthropological viewpoint, what's the interest of like these recipes? Like why keep them alive and like
Oh, this is amazing stuff. So like I said, what you guys are doing is you're kind of reinventing tradition. So you're finding your own identity from the past.
Yeah.
And so that's exactly what you're doing with these recipes, is that these are these ancient signatures that you are now, you know, writing anew.
Yeah.
Huh,
And
cool.
so it's amazing what you're doing.
And to think that this guy Apicus wrote down this recipe 2,000 years ago, and like we're now standing in a shop in the East Village, which didn't exist, you know, on any level. And I imagine in 2,000 years, someone will be watching this video and remaking it again in like some hologram form. I don't know. But like, it's just wild to think about the things that you bring back to life and how you keep it alive and what that means to like cultural anthropology.
The wheel was invented, and then all we've done is we've embellished the wheel.
Yeah.
So it's like you're taking the wheels of the ancient Romans and embellishing it with
car in it. Yeah.
contemporary Italians.
It still rolls.
Transplanted in the East Village.
Yeah. It'll still get us drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the.
And hallucinate a little.
I hope a little bit, and maybe forget the meal a bit, and then remember it because of the saffron. God, I'm really excited to see what this is gonna do, man.
I'll remember it. I don't know about you.
Mind trip. Yeah. All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, you learn something new every day. All right, let's get some.
Should I get some of these up screen?
Yeah.
Great.
I expected this to be like a 10-minute conversation, but
Never a 10-minute conversation in here.
so we got everything. We got spikenard, we got wormwood, we got tulsi.
Did you get room tone? Is that something that people still do? Yeah, get room tone.
Get room tone, and then we need the
Some frankincense.
frankincense.
Some frankincense.
Yeah.
4 ounces of frankincense?
No, just 1 ounce of the frankincense. How many scruples does it take to make a vermouth? That's what I want to know.
You have no scruples. You're scrupulous.
Can I remind you about the barbecue day?
That one time Rob and Pete drove 20 hours to get barbecue.
You okay up against the steering wheel? You're driving like my grandfather. What's that say? 20 hours?
We'll be there in 19.
So after 19 hours of driving, I was pretty hungry. Now I'm a 220-pound man, so when ordering, 5 pounds of meat each didn't sound like a lot.
That's incredible. So a car's filled with meat. There's meat everywhere. There's meat back here. Everything we have is meat. Listen, man, I told you, you're the one that has to order weights because I don't understand what a pound of meat is.
They actually had never had an order that size.
They're still talking
in their
about
lives.
us.
Yeah.
They're literally talking about us right now.
So I got this one, I think.